We got a new Star Wars Ahsoka episode, number 6. It's called Far, Far Away.
That it is.
This is a spoiler review for episode 6. I enjoyed this episode. It moved the story along really well. It starts off with Ahsoka and Hu Yang having like a 5-minute chat in their starship as they're riding on the Star Whale.
She's not in it very much.
The Pergil. No, it's just to show that, hey, these characters are still here. And then this is a Sabine episode.
Yeah.
This is definitely a Sabine episode. I mean, there was a little bit of fat that I could have trimmed out from this. But overall, it moved the story along. You know, Ahsoka and Hu Yang are going after them. But Sabine and... what's her name there? Morgan Elsbeth there? With Baylan and Shin, they all get to where they're going there. They end up on this world called Peridia.
Your origin of the witches.
Yeah, which is the ancient homeworld of the Night Sisters. And then we meet 3 Night Sister witches there.
Yeah.
And they're doing their dark force magic.
So they're not all gone.
No.
The ones on Dathomir are gone, I guess.
Yeah, they were killed. Now, we finally get to see Thrawn.
Yeah.
That took me a minute to get used to seeing Lars Mikkelsen in costume as Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yeah.
But I'm digging it. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I found it hard to hear what he was saying. I wanted to put it on closed captioning. Then I know you get mad. Because you don't like it.
Bother me.
I did find it hard to hear what he was saying. He speaks so quietly.
Yeah, he has a soft monotone voice. That's part of his character.
Anyway.
He's got the voice because he does the voice.
I didn't really get why they were paying so much attention to Sabine. I mean, spoiler, Ezra Bridger is only like 10 minutes away from this main area. Which also didn't make sense.
Well, she traveled a bit to get there. She got on this great steed that was like a horse, wolf, crocodile.
Like a big wolf, yeah.
Yeah, but it had a crocodile mouth and snout. And it turned out to be a real coward.
It was a dog, essentially. Yeah. A domesticated, big, wolf-looking dog.
The scene with her yelling at it, and it's just kind of whimpering along. Yeah, that was nice.
She didn't have to, go very far to find him. She walked most of the way. You know? I don't know. I didn't get that and why they want to find him. They could have found him really easily because he's not very far away.
We don't know. That could have been a couple of days, okay?
Well, it didn't seem
She did run into some bandits there, and there was a little bit of action there. So for an episodic story, like in television, that makes sense. If this was a movie, you probably would have cut a lot of that out. What did make sense to me was Baylan and Shin going after her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It didn't make sense why they put so much attention on her, what she was doing, and why they want to find him so badly.
Well, she wants to get Ezra back, and she meets these weird, nomadic creatures.
Turtle men.
Yeah, they're little turtle people. I don't know what the name of them is. But she's going to find Ezra Bridger, and she finds him.
Very easily, yeah. She found him. It wasn't too hard. But, why they care so much, I didn't get. And why, well, the main dudes are going to leave without them, it sounds like.
Yeah, so I understand why Sabine is going to find Ezra.
Yes, I get that part, right? But I don't know why they think it's important.
But Baylan and Shin, to be stranded on this world... Okay, I get why the Padawan is following Baylan, but Baylan's seeking some greater power, which he alludes to. We do learn a little bit more about his character in the sense that he was part of the Jedi when Order 66 happened, and so somehow he escaped the temple. So a bunch of people escaped that temple. Not just him, but remember a third sister from Obi-Wan?
Not many, though.
Not many. Or maybe he wasn't in the temple. I don't know, but it sounds like he was.
I don't know if he was there. She wasn't in the temple as a student. He found her.
Yeah, later.
Otherwise, we know that. But, I don't know. He doesn't seem to be such a bad guy. He seems more like a Jedi in disguise. I don't know. I don't get what's going on. I guess we'll have to wait.
He believes he's right. and he believes that the Jedi Order was evil, so he's got something
Does
against
he?
Ahsoka, but Ahsoka left the Order.
Does he have something against? I don't know. He seems pretty decent for a. He's not really a Sith.
Well,
he's just a Jedi for hire, essentially.
Yeah, he's a mercenary, so
Mm.
why he'd want to be stranded on this world out in the middle of nowhere in some faraway galaxy makes no sense. Except he's searching for this power
He's idealistic.
that's there. Now, what the fact that Thrawn, okay, had his uniform is as good a condition as he can have it after like 10 years. I'm sure he has more than one, but it was still ripped up a bit.
Did you like the soldiers? Those are all clones, are they not?
No, those would be stormtroopers, but the fact that their armor was all degraded.
You would like that with the red ribbons, like from the Night Sisters.
Well, it's all kind of jury rigged and just kind of they're just trying to make do with it as best they can. They can't be in pristine order because they've been stuck out in the middle of nowhere for so long.
That?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And the ship was kind of scavenged and ravaged a lot too. They had missing pieces of it, so all that looked good. What do you think their cargo is that they're loading?
I thought it was them. They're going to gather more forces and invade.
I think the cargo that they're loading from this world where the Night Sisters are, I think it's the dead Night Sister corpses, because if you remember
dead bodies there.
If you remember in Clone Wars on Dathomir, the Night Sister dead were all hanging, and then they all came back to life and were reanimated, and then they were destroyed too. I think it's more of those Night Sister corpses that they keep and preserve.
I don't know. They definitely have some people in stasis pods or something.
So I hope that they're bringing back the Night Sisters who are all wiped out on Dathomir. So I hope they're bringing them back and they make a resurgence as another force-wielding villains. That would be cool to see.
Their caskets is what looks like they're loading. But then again, there's a lot of men. They have to move everything over so they can live in this circle-y thing. Whatever it's called. The hyperspace traveling module.
Well, clearly the Eye of Sion, that's what that ship is called. They did name it at the beginning. So the Eye of Sion, it's built so that it's going to connect to the Star Destroyer, and then they're going to go back to another galaxy far, far away, the Star Wars galaxy, and
gather people up.
Gather up the remnants of the Empire, and Thrawn's going to do something.
It's a very big ship, though.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I didn't get the whole part about Ezra Bridger and why he was so close by and why anybody really cared. But anyway, I guess we'll have to see.
He's been stuck there for like 10 years. He's just hanging out.
Yeah, I know, but why these other people care and why they cared to make such a big scene of Sabine and talking to her so much. I didn't get that part, but I guess we'll have to see.
It's the Sabine episode, so overall, this was a better episode. I enjoyed it. I've been rewatching a lot of Rebels. I'm in the middle of season 3 right now.
Okay.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay.
Which does feature Ahsoka, and in that series and other series, she does do the arm cross, which has become her stereotypical move in this episode, but not as much. It's not as pronounced as it's been in this series. Yeah. So
we didn't see much of her in this one at all. Anyway,
nope.
It's moving the story forward.
Yep. I enjoyed it. We're still not really getting good lightsaber fights or anything, but anyway, I'm still on board. So waiting to see what happens next. You have any final thoughts on this episode?
No, I just hope more is explained in the future.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Well, we only got 2 more episodes to go.
Mm.
Right? And then maybe there'll be another season. Maybe it'll lead into another series. Who knows? Yeah, I enjoyed it. So let us know your thoughts for the new Star Wars Ahsoka episode down in the comments below. You can always give us a like or a thumbs up. We'd appreciate that there. Maybe one of our kitties will come back for it.